Welcome! Today I got something special for you. This beautiful 2013 INFINITI G37X. I've been with INFINITI retailers since 2004, so I've seen the evolution of the INFINITI product lines, and I've have a few favorites. I have a few greatest hits in my mind of INFINITI products, and one of them is a G37X, a fantastic vehicle. It's been replaced by the Q50, but if you're looking for a fantastic performance luxury sedan on the pre-owned market, a G37 is awesome and a very reliable vehicle to consider. Built and assembled in Japan, these things have amazing reliability. I've seen plenty of examples come in on trade and come through our service department with 150, 200 plus thousand miles. I remember one time we took an older G37 in on trade with 200,000 miles on, a little like 204,000. And I was amazed because it ran and drove just as nice as this one with 57,000 miles. And this is at the other end of the spectrum. It's July of 2023. Most people average 10, 12, 15,000 miles a year. So a 2013 with only 57,000 miles is very low miles. And this is a really nice example. It has the interior accents package, a premium package, the performance wheel and tire package. This thing is very, very nicely optioned out with features. You have this beautiful leather interior. We have a 7-speed automatic transmission, and you have manual shift mode. You pull the shifter back, push to the left, you push up the up shift, you pull back to downshift. You get rev match downshifts for a sportier sound and feel. Power and heated front seats. This one has a navigation package. We have a rear parking camera. And you can see we actually purchased this from the customer who purchased it from us. They bought it as a certified pre-owned INFINITI, and we recently purchased it back. We have noticed with COVID that more people are working from home. After COVID, it looks like it's going to be a permanent part of our society now, that people just seem to be happier working from home than going into the office. So we have a lot of people that are selling us vehicles because they just don't need two vehicles anymore in their household. So that's great for us. Usually we have to go as far as California to stock our lot of nice pre-owned vehicles, and the more we can get locally, especially from people who purchased the vehicles from us in the first place, the better. And this is a great example in beautiful condition inside and out. A really lovely sedan. We have an intelligent all-wheel drive system and a powerful V6 making close to 330 horsepower. This dual intake engine is fantastic. You have maintenance-free timing chains, so you don't have to worry about the cost of replacement of timing belts. And like I said, these engines are rock solid. Don't take my word for it. Do some research on your end. VQ37, Nissan or INFINITI 3.7 liter V6, and you'll find lots of wonderful accolades about that engine. All right, well, let's get behind the wheel and take it for a spin and talk more about this beautiful G37X. All right. Now we're behind the wheel of this lovely 2013 G37X all-wheel drive, and let's talk more about it. Obviously, like I said, I've been around INFINITI products for a very long time, and just a testament to my faith in the product. I have an INFINITI FX37, which is a crossover SUV, also known as a QX70, that INFINITI had for a little bit. But mechanically, the engine, the transmission, the all-wheel drive system is pretty much exactly what you have in this G37X. And that just happened to be, I was in the market for a vehicle, but maybe right around the time when I got that FX37, instead if this car came along, I might have ended up very well buying this vehicle for my family. I love the all-wheel drive system. I love the engine. The 3.7 liter V6 sounds really nice. It has a nice raspy, throaty sound to it. I like the fact that it's very reliable. I like the fact that it's got timing chains. You don't have to replace timing belts. Timing belts can be expensive to replace, especially in more complex luxury vehicles. Sometimes it can cost $2,000 or $3,000 to replace timing belts, where the timing chains are zero maintenance and are designed to last the service life of the engine, which incidentally is 300,000 miles. I haven't seen any 3.7s myself with 300,000 miles. I'm sure they're out there, but I've seen some VQ35 engines come through a lot with 250, 300, and I've seen one I think with 350,000 miles. The VQ35 is basically a smaller version of this engine. This is a this is a bored out larger version of the 3.5 V6, also known as the VQ35. This vehicle also shares its Advanced Front Midship Platform with the Nissan 370Z. For a while, a big part of the INFINITI product line was based on vehicles built on the Z platform. You know, when the G35 and the FX first came out in the early 2000s, they came out right along the same time that the reintroduced Z came out, the 350Z, and they do share a lot of DNA: engine, transmission, suspension components. You could almost consider this like a grand touring four-door version, all-wheel drive version of the 370Z. In fact, in Japan, they sell these as Nissan Skylines. The Skyline is a very, very important product for the Nissan brand, especially in Japan. And yeah, they give it the Skyline name. Obviously, at the top of the Skyline pyramid is the GTR, the Skyline GTR, but they have all different versions of the Skyline. They use the name on a lot of performance-based products, and a lot of them actually happen to be Nissans, Infinitis, that are sold domestically in Japan as Nissans, like the QX50, which is also built on the Nissan Z platform, same engine, transmission as this. That one is sold as the Skyline crossover in Japan. Here it was sold as an Infiniti. Oh, we got some people running the red lights pretty bad there. All right, let's open this baby up. No issue at all going, getting up to 60 miles an hour. When these were brand new, I think 0 to 60 was right around 5.5 seconds. Not a very big car, 330 horsepower. You have an amazing vehicle dynamic control system to keep things reined in. The vehicle dynamic control system pairs the traction and stability control system together. So it does limit wheel spin. It does let you chirp the tires a little bit, as you might have heard, before it reins things in, and it prevents you from, you know, oversteering, doing a 360, driving into a ditch. Remember though, these electronic nannies can't overcome the laws of physics or stupidity, so you still have to not be a complete idiot when you're driving. But this is fun to do performance driving. Wonderful handling vehicle. In fact, a lot of the automotive publications back in the day, they loved the steering so much on the G37 and G35. They called it almost Porsche-like handling. And that's a great segue into the steering rack, which I need to mention. All vehicles have their weak points, including the G37X, and its weak point is the steering rack, which isn't horrible. I'd rather have a steering rack as a weak point versus an engine or transmission, which can be a lot more expensive to replace. But it's quite common for the steering racks on these vehicles to start leaking, and the only way really to properly fix it is to replace the whole steering rack, which can cost between $2,000 and $3,000. This one was leaking bad enough where, you know, if there's a little bit of seepage, that's okay. You know, older cars, they start seeping, but when we're starting to drip fresh oil, then that could be a problem. That was the case for this one, so we replaced the steering rack. So you're buying this knowing that it has a brand new steering rack installed by an INFINITI certified tech. That, along with new front and rear brakes, plenty of tread in the tires. This is a great proven vehicle that's, you know, turnkey. It's a, you know, a nice, affordable, turnkey performance luxury sedan. Let's talk more about the, I'm going to take a right-hand turn here. Let's talk more about the amazing all-wheel drive system. The all-wheel drive system, I mean, I could go on for a while just talking about that. These are available in rear-wheel drive, and it's an amazing rear-wheel drive sports car. But the amazing Tesla all-wheel drive system adds another layer of performance to this G37. Tesla is the name of the all-wheel drive system, and it stands for Advanced Total Traction Engineering System for All Terrain. It's a rear-wheel drive based all-wheel drive system. In fact, it was derived from an early version of the Nissan Skyline GTR, the R32 Skyline. That all-wheel drive system, when they put it in the Skyline GTR, actually helped achieve amazing racing success and really put the Skyline on the map as a legendary performance brand and a legendary vehicle. So that all-wheel drive system has been used in INFINITI products for about 20 years. And it's a completely rear-wheel drive biased all-wheel drive system. So under normal driving conditions, like right now, it's 100% rear-wheel drive. The reason why they do that, it gives it a rear-wheel drive bias, so it gives it the feel of a rear-wheel drive sports car, but it also helps improve gas mileage. If the all-wheel drive system's constantly working all the time, even in conditions like this, when you don't need it, it's gonna go through gas faster, and it probably chew through your tires a little bit faster as well. And then also having that rear-wheel drive sports car feel adds to the performance element of this G37. But this car has a brain that's always monitoring driving conditions, so in a matter of milliseconds, as soon as those rear wheels start slipping, almost instantly it can send up to 50% of the vehicle's power to the front wheels. So obviously that's going to improve your traction in wet, slippery conditions and definitely improve your wet weather performance. But how does it help you in the dry? Well, if you're doing some hard cornering, you can get in the power a lot earlier in the corners, and the all-wheel drive system will help pull you through. The all-wheel drive system is so advanced it even actually has a yaw sensor, so if it does detect heavy cornering, it will actually limit the amount of power sent to the front wheels during hard cornering, because it's not preferable for performance to have too much power, up to 50% of the vehicle power going to the front wheels. Obviously in straight line acceleration, the rear wheels are slipping. Yeah, you're going to want 50% of the vehicle's power to the front wheels, but it depends on what type of driving you're doing. Well, that pretty much ends our little drive in this G37X. As fun as it is, we need to get back to work. Thanks so much for taking the time today to watch this video. Whether you're interested in this G37X specifically or just for G37 information in general, if you were looking for Infiniti information, visit our YouTube page if you're not on there already. I have lots of archive videos about all sorts of Infiniti products that have come through our store over the years. Tons and tons. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and hope to see you soon.